All right, everybody, we back with the third episode in the Budtender interview series. Today we have KJ, aka the big man on campus.
Yes, sir, Big Avel. Yes, sir. He's here.
Tell him.
Appreciate it. I'm here finally.
Word.
Ready acclaimed. Ready to get into it.
A couple days ago, KJ came up to me. He said, "Aunt, when we getting the cast back up, I got something I need to say."
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Before we get started, I was instructed. We gotta make sure we keep it clean. Okay. No swear words. Okay. But before we get started and get into anything, I want you to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and where you're from, KJ.
Cool. So my name is KJ Lewis, KJ Wash, KJ Bigavel, whatever the titles is, but I'm KJ. I'm of Jamaican descent. You know what I'm saying? So big up all the yard man, them, all the yard people, them.
Tell them.
Tell to you guys.
Tell them.
But yeah, from the East Coast, my whole family, like I said, from Jamaica, migrated to New York, so kind of like New York based, the DMV as well. So I could kind of say both places for sure, New York and the DMV.
What part of New York?
Brooklyn, Flatbush, East New York sides, and then upstate Albany. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, all around Harlem. Shout out to Harlem, shout out Bronx, shout out Queens. You know what I'm saying? I got family everywhere really, but it's a Brooklyn thing.
And where you when you moved down here, you was in PG County the whole time?
PG County for the most part. My mother, she went to Howard, so you know what I'm saying? I got some ties there as well, but yeah, PG County for the most part, DC.
Or what do you do in your off time, KJ? I know you make a little bit of music.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying? Music for sure. I got a lot of love for music. Video games, I love that. I like making money, so like little side hustles, you know what I'm saying? I'm always where the money is. So this the
PS5, man. If you need a PS5.
Xbox, whatever you need, you can just hit me. Whatever you need. If I'm in tune, you can be in tune too. Just tap in. You know
my man like Hustle Man on Martin.
For sure. Whatever you need, I can get you whatever you need. Hit my line.
Word. So transitioning, KJ, what I did with the two interviews before you, we try to give like a little bit of education to the patients. And I know I didn't talk to you beforehand, so it's not gonna be anything crazy. It's something that you can handle. Can you explain to our patients? I know some people are gonna see this and think, well, that's a simple question, but we do get people in here every day that doesn't understand the difference between these two. Can you explain the difference between sativas and indicas?
Okay, so obviously the layman term thing would be to say like indica, couch. You know what I'm saying? How I kind of do it is like for people, because you don't really have one for sativa. Like you have the couch thing for the indica, but you don't have anything for sativa. So what I just like to do is like Saturday, you think of like, you know what I'm saying? Saturday you like to be up. Well, I used to love to be up and watch Batman, you know what I'm saying, Begins, all the WB shows, all the things like that. So I just think like when you see the SAT, you just think of like being happy, being energetic, getting that boost, being up. So the sativa leans to that and the indica leans to that. But the indica is gonna be your wind down, like you're trying to feel the bodily effect, like that indica. The indica is gonna be that. That's what you're gonna categorize it as. You're chill, you know what I'm saying? You wanna wind down. You don't really want to do too much. Now you can. People might actually like to work off indica, feeling that sedated feel. You might like to, just be mellow and do your thing, but that's not what I prefer or how I would explain it. So the indica would be your chill, and then the sativa, it would be kind of like your booster, your energetic, your, you want to be lively, you want to be able to function and do things of that nature. You might want to be under the influence and cook, clean, so that's how I would categorize the two.
All right.
If that made sense. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. That made perfect sense. You put it perfect. One more thing real quick I want you to speak on is just real quick, you can sum it up in like 20 30 seconds, it doesn't matter. The difference between THC and CBD. And I kind of want to give you a scenario. How would you explain it if we had an older patient come in? let's just say one of our senior patients come in, and you know, a lot of times they come in and they're looking for something to help with the pain, but they don't necessarily want to get too high. They're afraid to get high. What would you tell a one of our senior patients? How would you describe the difference between THC and CBD to them?
Okay, so the difference. So if this is a patient, then they're requesting things of pain, but it's not like they know for sure that the CBD is what they want straight. Or,
right, they don't know anything.
Right.
Only thing they come in and they're just afraid to get too high. Right. But you're gonna explain the THC and CBD to them.
Okay, so how I would explain it is, first I would probably ask them if they don't know the potency. Once I would tell them that they would have to try, like they would have to go out there and actually see what the effects it has on their body first, because I can give them what it would do for me and what I've suggested, but at the end of the day, this is for you. So I probably would, if someone was coming to me not knowing, I probably would suggest them to get like a 1-to-1,
right,
or a low tier testing edible that we have, maybe a 10 milligram testing with some CBD in it, because that's what they want most. They want that pain. They want to be relieved of the pain whilst also getting the benefits of the THC, but mostly the CBD. So I would basically explain to them like, yeah, this CBD product is what you need for sure. That's what you want to lean to, because you want to get that pain. You want to get rid of that pain. But also the benefits from the THC of, you might have a pain or an ache and you don't want to feel like, you just don't want to feel that pain while not having to take like sedatives or opioids or things of that nature. So I would basically explain to them like, yeah, this CBD is going to be beneficial for your pain, whether you want to get a transdermal lotion, whether you want to get edible. There's a lot of different things. So I probably would kind of explain it like that.
Okay, yeah, that was perfect. I'll add on to what KJ saying real quick. Another thing with that, a lot of people typically do go for CBD for pain, you know, THC for the feel of the head high, whatever. But also, y'all don't forget about the entourage effect. Like KJ was saying, you know, there's things like 1-to-1s, 2-to-1s, 4-to-1s, 5-to-1s, 10-to-1s. When you're speaking on the entourage effect, that little bit of THC with mixed with that CBD can boost that CBD and help it does what it does a little bit better. All right. For sure. Word. Now, well, let's get straight into it, because KJ said he got some things he want to talk about. I think I know what he want to talk about. So let's talk about this Budtender competition.
Right. So, you know, first and foremost, I love all of the Budtenders.
Here we go.
I love them all of them. So
here we go. This is about to get spicy.
I talk. I don't want to spit that one crazy, but I talk my talk. Everybody knows, like, I don't really hide and talk. So, like, we're gonna see this video and be able to say, like, yeah, y'all know that I was gonna say this. But yeah, last time I got blown out of the water. I ain't even gonna lie. I got blown out of the water in competition. I was low tier. You know what I'm saying? And definitely, I probably wasn't working as hard as I can, which is my fault at the end of the day. So I got to take accountability for that. But I was out of the water. Like, I was getting killed. Alana, Dom, they were killing it. Like, they were doing their thing. So I kind of just had to, not really like I'm mad, or I just kind of had to step my game up and, you know, become one of the high tier workers, which is what I like strive to be, because I'm not doing this to just be bottom of the barrel. That's never what's going on.
So since then, since the Budtender competition and over the last 7 weeks, go ahead and tell them, KJ, what you been up to in here, man. The last
I've just been top rank, you know, trying to make sure, you know, top rank, nothing too crazy.
Right.
You know, you gotta maintain, because you could get it, but then, you know, once you get it, everybody else kind of see it, and it's like, we want to get that too. So I can't just make it seem like I'm gonna just be the head honcho. I gotta maintain it. But, you know, I just had a goal for myself to better myself, be better as a Budtender in general, as a worker in general. So I kind of had to let the numbers kind of reflect what I try to strive to be every day, and it's the best. So yeah.
Hey, I believe it, because when we was going, I'll tell you this. So when I got pulled into the office and they was like, "Hey, look at these numbers."
Right.
I was like, I immediately asked her. So I was like, "Well, you about to show me something with KJ, huh?" Because it was like, I had been noticing, like the other day when I pulled you aside, I was like, "Hey, you the new background for a while," because I had been noticing since the competition, like your whole interaction with the patients had, like, I ain't gonna say stepped up, because you always had good rapport with the patients,
right.
But it was just like, not stepped it up. It just looked, I don't know, I guess you say like it looked more livelier.
Right.
And like I started noticing like the patient, not saying I didn't notice before, but I noticed the patients, like, if they walk through the door and they get to work with you, they a little bit happier about that. You know what I'm saying? Getting to work with KJ.
Right.
And then so when she told me about the number, I was like, oh yeah, that's KJ. I was like, all right, cool. I was like, that's the first half of it. He questioned it on the numbers. Then the second half was that I was like, all right, I gotta go talk to T, see if he made any mistakes. So T was like, I was like, I think I asked him, I was like, hey, over the last 3 or 4 weeks, I was like, how KJ been, you know, on the back end of it? T was like, I think he's only had one. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh yeah, KJ definitely killing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which leads me into the next point. So if this momentum carries over into the next Budtender competition, and you know the next Budtender competition is teams. So do you have that same confidence that no matter who they plug you with, it's curtains?
I mean, see, this is where it comes into kind of like the humble, like that's what the Washington is. KJ, win and stay humble. You got win and stay humble. So it's like obviously it's gonna be the buzzword thing or the latest thing to come in here. It's like, yeah, give me whoever, and it's like that. So I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I'm trying to call smoke. Right. I'm trying to get it rattled up in here. I understand, but you know me. I can't really be. I'm not gonna be goated, but I know what this is for at the end of the day. But do I think I'm gonna take anybody? I'm gonna just say. I'm not gonna really say, because like I said, I respect all the Budtenders on here. So whoever's on my team, we working. Like, that's what I'm saying. If it's me, it's KJ and whoever, we working. Like, so that's what I'm gonna say. Whoever on my team, that's who we. You know what I'm saying? That's who that's what we gonna do.
That's what I like to hear. When I was interviewing Alana, I was like, man, y'all gonna mess around, make me come out of retirement.
Right.
Like,
Alana said she could take the weakest link. That's what she said. She could take whoever, and she gonna blow whoever out of the water. Right? That was her exact words.
That's cool. It's cool. You ain't going though.
I'm not going. It
ain't that easy, KJ. I feel you. So, what was I about to get into next? I had something to get into. Oh yeah. So real quick, if you had to give one piece of advice to the patients of Maryland, it could be anything. It could be the maybe like a smoother process to help them get their card, or when they come in and they're looking for certain things, or they might be nervous on their first visit. Anything. What would be one piece of good advice you would give the patients of Maryland?
All right, so I'm gonna give you a broader answer just because I feel like my answer is gonna kind of touch everything.
Go ahead, you got it.
Be open-minded and like don't have a cutoff of anything when it comes here, because I notice like patients will come here with in their mind that they only like high THC flowers.
Okay.
So like when I hear that, and it's like, what are you really going there for? Because now it's so you can look up whatever terp you like. You can find the terp. You can Google, literally. You can look at anything. If you're indica, myrcene, beta-carotene are going to be the terps to look at for you. So as opposed to you saying, oh, I only like higher testing flowers, you can get a flower that might be low testing but have more myrcene in it than the high testing flowers. Just like prime example, we had Lemon Kush, we had Ultimate Purple, a couple of those like flowers where they weren't testing high, but the overall components of like the terps, maybe the myrcene, maybe the linalool here, maybe the beta-carotene, all those in conjunction make the flower a better high than a high testing flower. So now you have the person that comes in and says, oh, I want to get that 30% testing G-perp. So I don't even want to name drop. Whatever 30% testing flower that might have like 0.28 myrcene in it, comparing it to a flower that might be of a lower tier. So yeah, my whole thing is just like broaden your horizons in a way, like don't limit yourself, because when you do that, you know what I'm saying, you basically cut one of your hands off for no reason when you're supposed to be testing and trial and error to see what works for you. So like, yeah, that probably would be my number one thing, because I notice most of the time patients might kind of be not wanting to take your advice on a certain thing because of what they're used to. So that, yeah, just have an open mind when it comes to the industry or it comes to getting your merchandise, your product.
That's perfect. I think that's perfect advice, because so when this was like year one or like maybe year 1.5, we had some Humboldt OG, and it was 16%, and it was when we first went It was when we first went deli style. This was way before the pandemic or everything. And nobody would touch it because it was 16%. No, I mean, because, you know, you see, this was the first time we had all the jars up front and everything out there. And nobody would touch it. The jar was like this big. It was like, it was taller than the jars right there or whatever. And it was like this big. And like, slowly but surely, like, I would get people to try a gram. I'm like, yo, just try a gram. Because I think we went deli style like right before 420. So I was like, yeah, you can get this gram for this much, da-da-da-da-da-da. Right. So it started, people were like piecing off grams. Then they come back and get an eighth. Next thing we know, people coming back and getting halves and O's. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like they cleared it out. So what KJ said, please take heed to that advice because he is not lying. Some of these, like I said, not gonna name drop, but some of these places will have 30% flour and you hit it and it don't feel like it. But then you'll go get something. You could get something that's 16, 17% with a bomb terpene profile, and it'll knock your boots off. So don't be closed-minded, be open-minded. And before we head out, KJ, is there you want to throw like your social medias up there, tell them where they can see your music and all of that stuff?
Yeah. So on IG it's gonna be KJ_Bigavel. On Twitter, same thing, I believe. KJ Wash on all social medias. KJ Wash on all music platforms. On YouTube too, you can go check me out. I'm there. And like I said, if you need anything, find me on the gram, send me a DM, however you need to, and we can get in contact with each other.
P5's all Christmas holiday season.
Prices are going up. I'm telling you.
Hey, tell them.
Prices are going up.
Tell them again,
KJ. I'm always going to try to do what I can for the people, because I ain't just money hungry out here.
But you the people too.
Yeah, I'm the people too. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me?
I gotta provide, just like everybody else gotta provide. But if you need it, just holler at me, man. I'm here.
Word. All right, y'all. That was KJ, episode 3. See y'all next week.
For sure.
Oh yeah.